Hi everyone, it's Pedro Baez from Go for Glory Stable, working alongside Charlie Longo, General Manager of the group. And today is November 30th, 2025. This is the update video for the previous week. As usual, please like or subscribe these videos, or you can comment on YouTube as it helps the channel to grow, and or subscribe. And I'm gonna intentionally go through this quickly. And if you have any questions, just reach out to Charlie and I. We're always around for for your horses, anything in particular. All right. With that being said, we're gonna start just with some high level updates. So, we've been getting some questions on the auction. So we're gonna try and look to schedule next online auction within the next week or two. So it's either gonna be this upcoming weekend or the weekend after that. That's the goal for the next Go for Glory auction. So just kind of you can all kind of think about that. What you're thinking if you want to, you know, usually you can get horses for cheap or you can sell horses if you need to sell. So that's a good spot. We try to look to do that at least every 2 to 3 months. So that's the plan in that regard. Trot Talk with Paul Kelly. He's heading down to Florida in a few days. So, and his horses are heading down. All the horses are gonna arrive in Florida on the 8th, December 8th. So a week from tomorrow. So the earliest we'll do a Trot Talk with him. A Zoom session is probably December Sunday. Either it might be a Sunday. I'm thinking it might be a Sunday. It might be during the week. I got to talk to Charlie, but probably mid-December. So mid-December, December 14th ish, 15th, December 21st. It'll probably be mid-December ish that we'll do a Trot Talk with Paul, so that he can go through all his horses and go through the year and things like that. And Paul Kelly, and you can hear directly from him. If you have any questions, you can ask him questions, and directly to Paul. And that will be his plan. Then we'll schedule another one with Rob Harmon probably later in either January or February. Um, so Rob and Patty. So that's the update from that regard. Trying to think of anything else. Tax stuff. I keep mentioning it. You're gonna start at some point in December. You're gonna hear from us. Just we're gonna start talking about tax things because we just got to figure out, like, we're gonna need, like, for people who need 1099s or K1s. We're gonna need, like, your social security number, which is normal because that's what you got to do for the tax forms. So so that will be part of the. You'll start hearing that for people who haven't, um, who we don't have that information. We're gonna be reaching out for that kind of stuff and kind of getting that planned out in the next coming month. I'm trying to think of anything else from a high level regard. Horses. We're going to be looking at some horses. We might be claiming horses at Meadowlands, to be honest. So that might be coming down the pike. Um, it's fun to race at Meadowlands. So we might, and there's actually some pretty decent horses over there with all the tracks closed. So we actually might be looking to claim some horses at Meadowlands. So if you're interested, reach out to Charlie and I, and we can kind of like reserve your spot. And if we do claim them, we're probably just going to be aggressive and put them right back, just so we can give us the best chance to have a win and have some fun. So that's from a racehorse perspective. Yearlings, like I said, we're pretty much done. Um, and we are still, other than the claimers at Meadowlands, we're still looking for racehorses. Oh, Skybox just confirmed today. So Skybox, and I'll send an email, or Charlie and I'll send an email that we now have, we purchased um, some additional shares of Skybox. The horse is with Rob Harmon. He arrived last week on Wednesday at Big Z, so he's there. Really nice horse, 4-year-old EL Titan. Really good Excelsior horse as a 2 and 3-year-old in the stakes racing in New York. Um, Powerful. He could do a half. Not the greatest on a half, but he could do a half. It's not like he's impossible. But he's really good on the 5/8 and the mile, and he's not like an Aaron. Aaron is like a premier trotter for us. I mean, not Aaron. Enola is like a premier trotter for us. So um, uh, Skybox is kind of like probably a level below that. In that he's more of like a power grinder type. Like he'll go first over all day every day. He'll just go first over all day every day, and he'll just stare down that horse and just go right by him and just keep grinding. And so he's one of those types. He's a fun horse to race. You'll see. So Skybox. We have additional shares. We will put them up on the site soon, and we'll send an email out on him. Um, and where the goal for him, he's going to be raced all week, all winter. No breaks this year, and because he needs to be raced, and he will be in the box for Meadowlands. But I will get to him later. But just that's the kind of like the announcement that we haven't got sent out yet. Um, I don't think there's anything caretaker bonuses and caretaker gifts. Charlie's getting all that together, so we got a list of that, and we'll get all that squared away with the caretakers. I mean, they deserve it. They work really hard, very hard for us. They do a great job for the barn, and I think that's about it from from a um high level perspective. I'm just trying to think while we're talking. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. So that's the plan from that regard. And with that being said, let's jump into the horses. For the babies, so for the babies and the 3-year-old and the 2-year-olds, soon to be 3-year-olds, no updates. So I'm not really going to talk about them when we go down the list because I want to make this video short and sweet. And the babies are all doing great. The 2-year-olds like Geologic, Adios Marlindi, the second chapter, they're all doing great. So no updates, and the goal is we're hoping to get more video updates on these horses as the months go by. So that's the plan. I was just talking to Paul about that. I was talking to Rob about that too. Um, so that's the plan with the babies. We're gonna hopefully try and get more video updates to send out to everybody so you can kind of see what's going on, and we'll put them on the YouTube page. One other update. Is for Meadowlands. I was talking to Rob today. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, if you look at Meadowlands, it's crazy right now. So it's all the drivers: Yannick Gingras, Dexter Dunn, Tom McCarthy, Andy McCarthy, Scott Zeron. All these guys are hanging out in Florida, or they got like Dover Downs and might be at Yonkers. They're all hanging out elsewhere during the winter. They're not really racing at Meadowlands, and there's certain reasons for that. But and so, as you notice, it's kind of crazy right now at Meadowlands. You got Brett Beckwith, Braxton Boyd, and then Jason Bartlett might stop in on Saturdays, but like Fridays and Thursdays, like nobody there. You got more of like local drivers, and it's hard to kind of get the consistent drivers. So um, I was talking to one of the guys. I was curious about like just Mike Merton with Rob. I was kind of like, why doesn't Mike Merton go down Meadowlands? That way we can get the same driver every single time. And um, Mike just doesn't want to do that. It's just he can kind of decide how he wants to live his life. So and so and plus there are good there's excellent drivers at Meadowlands. It's just hard to get the same one consistently. So we'll see. We might. I was talking to Rob. It's um believe it or not, Jay Randall is still he's in Saratoga Hall of Fame. He still has the itch. So he told Rob today at Saratoga that he still has the itch. So meaning the itch to compete at a high level. So that would be nice. If we can, we'll see. Let's see what happens. I don't want to promise anything, but if we can somehow get Jay Randall committing to all of our drives every single Friday, Saturday, potentially Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Meadowlands, and we got the same consistent driver and his quality drives, because he knows exactly what he's doing. He's been there, done that. Um, that'll be a game changer. So stay tuned. We'll see if that happens. Look, I'm hoping it happens because he does excellent for us at Saratoga and Plainridge. So, and if we can get the same consistent hands every time, and he gives good feedback to Rob, that'd be a game changer. So, um, that's how off the press for today. With that being said, let's get to the horses. So we're gonna jump into Artist Best right off the bat. Um, we're gonna jump right into Artist Best. I mean, I probably shouldn't even do the replay, but because we didn't really do too well here. But um, we just pulled up his replay. We're like I said, we skipped Adios Marlindi. She's no updates from the 2-year-olds and the babies. Charlie's over here in the 8 horse with Artist Best. The 7 horse is actually the favorite, Rojan Way. And spoiler alert, we in order to win this race, yeah, we probably should have left. I mean, even talking to Charlie, it's like, yeah, we in hindsight, the only way to win this race was to leave. Um, just because it was like no pace at all. There was no speed in this race. I mean, look at this. I mean, Mark Silva left with the 3. It looked like all the horses were leaving, but then nobody else really left. And then Rojan Way he just just strolls over to the lead. And I think I'm waiting for it. I think it was like 29 seconds or something. 29 and 2. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 29 and 2. They walked they walked to the quarter. So yeah, and the way to win this race in hindsight was, when Rojan Way cleared, Charlie would have had to be behind him and then trying to clear Rojan Way, which he may have, or he's a smart Gio Hernandez is a smart driver. He probably would have let Charlie clear and then maybe he would have retaken, but we would have used a lot out of Artist Best early to make that move, and you don't want to use these horses too much. So there's the outer flow foreman. 58-1 is ridiculous. I mean, that's like, trotters are going faster than this at Meadowlands. So I mean, this is just a slow, very slow race. That one horse, we actually owned that one horse at one point this year. He just went downhill big time. That one horse just completely went downhill, and uh, um, there's Charlie over there in the back. At this point, there's nothing. There's really no room here. He's trying to follow that four. Then the three starts kind of backing up, and there's really, there's really nothing we can do in this race. So I forgot where we finished, like eighth. I think we finished like eighth. So we still got to check. Still got like $460 for that. So which is important, but he should be in the box next week. We just got to hope for an inside post, and you can't use these horses too hard every day, every race. If you use them too hard every single race, then the horses get sour and they don't want to race anymore. Believe it or not, just like humans, if you push them too hard every single time. So he's doing well. He'll be in next week. All right. Um, he actually made good money this month. So although it didn't end as great as we wanted to, he actually made Artist Best actually made pretty good money this month because you get like almost $500 just for showing up in those races, those MADC races. All right, this is Bo Eastel, and Bo Eastel, we had the two horse right here in the rail, and I was talking to a lot of you guys. I thought this was our race. I thought this was it. I thought he had this race, especially when that nine broke. That nine was like the favorite, I think, or one of the favorites. So once that nine broke, I'm like, all right, we got this. He was the second favorite, I think, that night. I'm like, we got this race in the back. So here's Patrick Ryder. He's doing the right thing. He's getting to the front. In hindsight, he probably should have pushed a little harder out because Bo Eastel, like, okay, this is the move that to me, I think we would have won this race, or at least been 1-2 in here. That eight horse is 60-1. So like to me, and I'm not blaming Patrick Ryder, but like because he didn't know. But Patrick Ryder, to me, the way Bowie still likes to be raced, he should have followed that eight, which is a 60-1 bomb, nuclear bomb. He should have followed that eight and just got right in front of the eight, you know, and then the six might have retaken automatically, like is my view, or the six might have just kept sitting there. But Bowie's still sitting there fourth, and he's, everything to me. Everything looks perfect. And then at the half, he's making his first over move, and right now I'm thinking, especially with a 60-1 in front, and the favorite stuck, the 4 or 5 favorite stuck behind him. I mean, to me, that's why I was texting, some of the Bo Eastel guys after the race. I was like, oh man, that was a perfect drive. But yeah, it was a perfect drive, but not perfect for Bo Eastel. That's not how he likes to be driven. You know, you got to drive each horse, and it's not on Patrick Ryder because we didn't. I don't think we told him how aggressive he needed to be with this horse. Um, and plus, I don't think he thought he would kind of like stop like this. And there's Boiso. He kind of gets around that turn. By the way, the headwinds were crazy. So yeah, he was impacted by the headwinds pretty good. But to me, I'm like, he couldn't have been impacted too bad because there's the eight is right there. The eight is actually still in front of him. So Bo Eastel is just he's a horse. He's a unique type of horse. I was trying to. I don't want to go through all his replays, but I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. This is at Dayton, September 23rd. He's the favorite. He's a six horse. He's the favorite. This is September 23rd. So this is like 2 months ago. He's the six horse. He's 4-5 in the beginning. He's actually 1-5. He's the 1-5 favorite in this race, and the driver takes him off the pace. And what I'm saying is this horse has never had any success ever off the pace, ever in his whole life. I mean, I think he maybe got one. He can quarter move. and he might have some success, but to the lead. But as far as just straight up sitting there and then making your move and then going eye to eye with that lead horse and just saying, "Oh, I'm going to pass you," this horse has never done that. So there's Bo Eastel. He's never had success doing that, and he's never done it that much either. The driver over here has almost always put him in the front or top two, top three. So there's Bo Eastel going first over. Same. This is the same thing like we just saw at Meadowlands. I mean, he's like one horse back, but it's not really that far. So, he's 58-2. So it was a 30 over. It was like a 30-4 second quarter. So slow. It was a crawl. He was 1-5. He's a 1-5 favorite going first over right here. Deja vu. Deja vu. Anyone? Every horse likes to be raced a different way. You know, Gretzky the Great. We'll get to him. He's not. He cannot do what Bo Eastel does, and we'll get to that. But there's Bo Eastel. He's right next to those horses. They went in 28-2. Okay, that was pretty fast. But I think this last quarter is in like 30 seconds. And where's Bo Eastel? He's a 1-5 favorite. 1-5 favorite. So, and it's just exactly what we saw at Meadowlands. It's just the way he is. I don't want to only talk about the negatives. I can also pull up a replay of him actually on the front in a big race and creaming them. Like we'll do September we'll do September 12th. Let's just show you show you what I mean of how he needs to be raced. You know, even though I'm taking up a lot of time on Bo Eastel, but I want to do it purposely because he's a nice horse, but I just want to kind of explain that he's a unique horse at the same time. He's a nice, and we'll get to that with Gretzky too. They're good horses, but they got their own ways of going about them. All these horses do. So there's uh the rate. I think that's our guy in the six. I think he's the sixth horse here. Yeah, he gets right to the lead. This is how he needs to be raced. So whoever we got driving him, whether it's Pat Ryder, whether it's Jay Randall, whoever it is, um, this is what they got to do. You got to just put him to the front, and he does not like to he doesn't like to chase down and pass horses. He likes to he likes to dig in and say, "You're not passing me." He likes to run away from horses. You know, it's a different, unique thing. Like you wouldn't normally think of that. Like, oh wow, he doesn't like to pass them, but he likes to run away from them. It's kind of like just what he is. There he is in the front. And the amazing thing with Bo Eastel is he can slow it down. So, 27-2 first quarter to get to the lead. What is this? Almost a 30-second quarter. So he slowed it down to 30 seconds. He got a little breather, and then he can speed it up again. We'll get to Gretzky, but he can't do that. You put Gretzky on the lead 27-2 like we saw last night. Gretzky did a 27-3 second quarter. He didn't even come close to a 30-second quarter for a breather. He just keeps going. He only knows one way, and that's to go full speed. So there's Bo Eastel. He gets that nice almost 30-second breather, turns it up a notch, goes back to do a 28-second third quarter, puts that horse away. He doesn't like horses passing him. He likes to run away from horses, doesn't want them to get past. And he usually gets a little bit tired as typical in the stretch, but there he is actually he's putting away the horses, and here is actually you see how he likes to just run away from them and keep them behind him. 53-4, excellent, excellent. If he does 53-4, he'll be an open horse. But I don't want to say he's an open horse, but so anyway, that's Bo Eastel. I spent a lot of time on him. Let's keep moving along. Um, Anola, she qualified great, 55-1, wire to wire. Brett Beckwith at Meadowlands didn't even really ask at all, and she did it really easy. So she's really good. Plan for her is Saratoga in the Open next week, and they shouldn't. Hopefully, they don't handicap her outside. I don't think they would because she hasn't raced in 2-3 months. But the plan for her is in the Open, and then Rob's just trying to figure out whether it's going to be Brett or Jay. He's giving Brett the first chance. Brett Beckwith, as he qualified her, but Brett drives a lot for his parents, so we'll see if what Brett does, and if not, we'll get Jay Randall, who's excellent. So, and she will be in the box for next week at Saratoga in the Open. Um, let's go next horse. Next horse we got is Gretzky the Great. So, I mean, I could do a whole thing with Gretzky the Great like I did with Boeastal. Um, but like I said, I'm challenging myself to make this update as short as I can do, as short as I can possibly do it. So, Gretzky is the three horse here, and I thought it was perfect because we had Brett Beckwith. He drove him at Poconos last week, so he knew how powerful he was. Granted, he drove him completely different. He drove him completely off the pace, which is how Gretzky likes to be raced. And here, you know, I knew we were. I was here with Bob Glazer and the one of the owners, and the I knew we were done here. Once 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 he was open road in front of him, complete open road, off the gate. I knew we were done. And you see right there, you see Gretzky, he's trying to like pull him back. He's trying to pull him back, but Gretzky doesn't want to come back. You know what I mean? Like this is why, and then he says, "All right, fine, I'm just gonna go to the front." And, you know, 27-2 first quarter in 30-degree weather where you're like, fighting between two horses, you're sprinting forward like that to get to the lead. Yeah, and at this point, I'm like, all right, if he does a 56, we might be okay. Like a 56 half or 56, 57 would be amazing. But you could just look at him. There's no way he's doing a 56. He's freaking flying right now. And there we go, 55 flat. Another 27 and 3 second quarter. So this is what I mean in that we just talked about Boisto, how he gets to the front. He can do 27-2, get to the front, and he'll just slow it down. He'll just do a 30 second quarter. He'll slow it down. Gretzky, he only knows one way, and that's 150%. Now, he has the speed, he has the power. If Gretzky actually can just like be relaxed and then come off the pace like that six is doing or like that two is doing right here, Gretzky would have won easily. But another what is this? 27 and 4 third quarter, 27-2, 27-3, 27-4. And yeah, I give Gretzky credit. He actually still somehow held on for fifth here. I thought we got sixth, watching it in at the track. But I don't think they can see it. Maybe they'll show us. I don't even know if they'll show us down here. He came in fifth and by nose. And let me see if they show us. I'm forgetting about it. But anyway, he I kind of want to show you. I don't want to spend too much time on Gretzky, um, but I think I might actually. I don't think I think I have to show you. So let me show you March 2nd, 2024. Let me just show you, you know, what kind of why I say just to illustrate why I say that he needs to be um you cannot put him on the lead. It's just, oh, like, look, that's Trumpster Blues. That's actually the horse that just won last night in this race. So Gretzky in this race is the six horse, and this is when we had him as a 4-year-old. There he is a Troy Byer, and I felt bad for Troy Byer because I don't think he knew. I just don't think. You see, you, you see what happened there? The same thing like that. The open road, man. Gretzky was gone. He was gone. He was gone after this. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, he's flying to the lead. That Yannick is actually trying to get to the front with a 10 horse, and and Gretzky is just completely. And granted, he's a better horse now. He's more mature, and he actually does come back a little bit now. He'll come. He won't go too crazy. But look at this. Troy Byer is parking out Gretzky, Yannick Gingras, Hall of Famer, and Yannick is whipping his horse, trying to get to the front, and he's not actually parking him out. Troy Byer is not parking him out on purpose. It's actually Gretzky just going berserk. And this time it was like even more significant. 27, then he did another 27, and I think but he actually completely folded at the end. You see, he came towards it all the way in the back, and so he did a little better this time. He's a little bit more mature, a little bit more manageable. But that's what I'm trying to say is like you cannot. He's a unique horse in that you cannot put him on the lead. He will not. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. His mind only knows one way, And then let me show you a race real quick with him at Meadowlands versus excellent quality horses driven off the pace. So there's that Trumpster Blues again. The same horse that won last night, Trumpster Blues. Let's see Gretzky the Great versus Trumpster Blues. 3 versus the 4 horse. So uh, there's Gretzky the 3 horse. This is what I was hoping. This is almost like exactly the same race. We had the 3 posts. This is what I wanted. Just just come on, just don't even push off the gate. Just right here. Just sit right there. That's all you got to do. You don't Gretzky. He has so much power that he'll be there at the end. So there he is sitting sixth. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit so that we don't spend too much time on this. And then he's just sitting there. I think we go like this is how Gretzky needs to be raced. You know what I mean? Like he's now he probably did like a 28 and change first quarter. Now Gretzky's going first over, which is what he loves to do. He's gonna pick up cover, so he's actually second over. And this is how Gretzky and these horses are excellent. That horse Pineapple Crunch is really good. Trumpster Blues, the 4 horse, he beat us last night. Um, this race was a 17,500 race, and there's Gretzky following the following that 2 horse, and this is how he likes to be raced. And look at this. Look at this. In the stretch, those are some excellent horses that he's now that 8 was really good, and that 8's an excellent horse. I think he won last night. I think that 8 or he was really good last night. But look at that, 49 and 4. I think he just went Gretzky. So this is what I'm trying to say is just really, he's a nice horse. We just got bad luck. So let's the good thing is now Brett Beckwith knows, so we should be good going forward. So let's keep going. Invictus is doing well. He was a little tied up, so he actually was tied up, meaning his like liver count was actually up a little bit, which explained why he was lethargic. When the horses are tied up, they're just kind of cramping and things like that, and they don't really want to race. So that's why he didn't do too well. But it's still amazing. He came in fourth. He's going to be in to go to race next week, and Rob says he says he should be good. He's going to treat him all week for the tie up, and he said he should. There's enough time that he should still be good by race time. So he's ready to go. He'll be in next week, or he'll be in the box, and hopefully all that tie up will kind of be in better shape by the race time, so we don't miss another week. So that's the story with Invictus. Just Rose's luck. She actually got a big win. So once again, we're going to quickly do Just Rose's luck. And she actually, we're just talking about all these crazy, I don't want to say crazy horses, but horses that kind of have their own peculiarities. And just Rose's luck, she actually likes to be on the lead or as close to the lead as possible, but she can also come off the pace. We've seen that before. So there she is. She's very versatile. She can race any track, half mile, mile, 5/8. She's on the rail right here with Bruce Ranger. This is second time out with her. The first time out, he went way too fast. He went like a 55 first half with her, and he got complete, kind of like what we saw with Gretzky. She got completely burned out, and and here is perfect. He's just quarter moving right here, and that the good thing is that 4 horse that's in the front is actually kind of letting Bruce. It was still 27-2 first quarter, just like her previous race, so it scared the crap out of me when I saw it. But he he the 4 horse actually didn't fight. He actually didn't fight Bruce. So um the key here was the half. Like I was hoping if we saw a 55 half again flat, I was kind of like in my mind I was like we're screwed up. We're gonna be screwed again. But I think it looks like you can just the more you watch these races, you can kind of see like he's slowing down. So I think she did, yeah, 56, that's fine. So she got a nice little breather. I mean, 28 and 3 was a breather for her. And I think she gets a little bit of a breather here too. He's still not really pushing her too much. Um, and then once he starts feeling these horses coming, then he starts asking, and then she responds. So um, she's just a very game racehorse. You know what I mean? So we wish all of our horses were like just Rose's luck, and that she's kind of just putting them away right now. So I mean, 28 and 2 third quarter. She's just she's just I don't want to say toying with them, but he's asking for her to finish, and she's finishing. So I mean that's what she does. Um, and this is what I love to see. So all of just she's had so much bad luck recently, the past month and a half, like bad posts, randomly breaking from from the two holes, a 2-5 favorite. It's just crazy stuff. So it was good to see her get the win. Good job, everyone. She is planned for Meadowlands next week. That's her plan. She fits some pretty good races there. So, because she has a lot of money made, so right now it's kind of hard to find a good spot. So she actually does fit some good races there at Meadowlands. All right, that's just Rose's luck. Um, Mine Hunter, he's swimming, doing well, and he's just doing his thing. So he's swimming, and he's just gonna be building up his stamina, and then hopefully he can qualify either at some point at the end of December or early January or early mid January. So we'll see. But he's on his way back. He's doing great. Um, let's see who else we got, and then we got um, Ship's Revenge. Just really, there's only like a couple of people left on Ship's Revenge, but she was good. I'm not gonna really go through her race. She came in third, um, fourth place third, which was completely shocking to be honest. I did not think she was like 45 to 1, but yeah, so she came in third, and she'll be in the box again for Meadowlands, same race, and just kind of keep things rolling. So that's her story. Skybox, um, Skybox, he is. I'm not gonna go through his replay, but he's actually racing really well now, and like really well. He looks like the same. Like the Skybox, like as a 3-year-old, so he's racing really well. He is in the barn, like I said. He's in Big Z now. Got there on Wednesday last week. Um, Rob's been taking care of him. He got new shoes, and he's feeling good, and he'll be in the box for Meadowlands this upcoming week. So it's either going to be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday for his race. Probably Thursday or Friday, and he'll be probably in that Boistel race, the race that Boistel was in. He'll be in that race. Oh, Boistel, he will be. I don't think I mentioned for Boist. I probably should have mentioned this. Or well, I could. Boisto is going to be raced at Saratoga or Harris Philly, and that'll be his next spot. Saratoga or Harris Philly. One of those two will be his next race. Next week, the earliest available, and then Gretzky will be back in the box for Meadowlands. So Gretzky will be in the box for Meadowlands. Skybox will be in the box for Meadowlands. Bowie probably Saratoga or Harris Philly. So that's the plan with those two. And then I think I said Invictus was going to be Saratoga. Um, that same race. He's been like the favorite in that race, fitting really good. So those are the horses. Ship's Revenge, obviously, Meadowlands. Soho Skyfall. He is planning to qualify at Meadowlands on uh, on Friday or Saturday this upcoming week at Meadowlands. So just like how we had a NOLA, we're gonna have Soho Skyfall qualifying this upcoming weekend. And then we're gonna pretty much have everyone rolling again except for My Hunter, but he's on his way too. So all right, with that being said, have a good week. Good luck, everyone. And it's been a pleasure. So reach out to Charlie or I if you have any questions. All right, take care.